Yo, yo, YouTube! It is Wednesday, the 4th of October. I'm on my way home. Time now is 9:15. I should be back in about an hour and a quarter, hopefully. And I haven't quite made targets today, but I've had two decent paying jobs, so I'm not too far off. So I'll tell you about that. The first was, well, actually, before I tell you about today, just to finish off what happened last night after I stopped the video. So I was on my way to Huntingdon. The drop box I got to I was able to open it, so I put my items in there, and then made my way back home. It's a bit further than I thought it was going to be because the A1M is closed, and also I misjudged it anyway. So I didn't get back home until about 20 past midnight, but I did have time to fill up with diesel on the way back in preparation for this morning. So I woke up this morning, had a really good night's sleep in my own bed, and it was about 20 to 9, and I had a look at the feed, and it was really strange. I don't know what was going on. It was quite frustrating, I must say. I'll explain what happened. I don't have a solution to it, and I'm hoping that it's resolving itself. But last night I had set the notifications to be 50 miles around my home location. I usually do about 30. And so I was getting, this morning, jobs from Nottingham, from Leicester, from Cambridge, places I've never heard of, but nothing from Peterborough or surrounding areas. And so I changed the radius to 30 miles on the desktop, and I thought I'd give a bit of time for it to catch up on the app. But then I got a Peterborough job come up, but it was labelled as my current location, not my home location. So what's weird is there were Peterborough jobs, but they were labelled as just because I happened to be close to them, not because they were my home location. But yeah, I was getting home location alerts from places 50 miles away from me, or thereabouts. So it was weird. So I did do a couple of bids, and I did get a bid in the end, going from Wisbech to Immingham, which is, I didn't know where it was, but it's sort of not very far from Grimsby, basically directly north from Wisbech. And that pickup was for 10 past 11, and I was around about 50 minutes away from it. So I made my way over there, and I got to the right site, but as it turned out, I went into the wrong gate. I was collecting something called a tipping skip. I've never done that before, don't know what a tipping skip is, or didn't know until today. And I was directed into this site, but I rang the customer to tell me which way to go. I ended up at these skips, which were like 80-yard skips, and I was thinking, if it's these, I've got no chance of getting these on my van. So I kind of had to call the shipper and just confirm what it was I was collecting, and they did confirm it was something that would be on my van. I called the customer again, and he drew me to another gate. I got around to the gate. They're waiting for me to load me up with this tipping skip. So in the end, I got to the right place and got loaded up. And the tipping skip is just about fitted on my van in terms of width. Length is fine, height was fine, but it was almost as wide as the gap between my wheel arches. But it did fit okay. And so I was faffing about trying to get it strapped down, And sometimes I do wonder about myself. Um, a tipping skip is the same shape almost as a normal skip, with the top bit is wider than the bottom bit. So not like a rhomboid shape, a rhombus, I think. Oh, I don't know. And no, I don't think that's right. I think rhombus is slanted. It's a slanted rectangle, so forget that. It's a skip shape. So I was trying to put my strap around the front of the skip, along the top edge, and then so they wouldn't move forward, which is sensible in one respect because it's not going to move forward. But it kept slipping down because I couldn't get tension in it enough. And I did this for a while, about 10 minutes, and then I'll just strap it underneath, same way but underneath, and it's much easier. So I used much less strapping, strapped it around the base of the skip rather than trying to get around the edge, and it was much easier, much more sensible, and perfectly secure. It was about this time that something happened to my Android phone. It's happened before, and it was a talkback feature. Now, I don't know how it happened. There's some sort of button that I pressed, and it came on. And the talkback basically is a feature, I think, for people who are visually impaired. And you can't. Every time you press on the screen, it has a green box around the thing you pressed on, and it just tells you the button you're on. You got to double press it to open it up. And for the life of me, I could not remember what this feature was called, and I could not work out how to turn it off. So I had to pull over before I left the site. I got off the site because I wanted to get away from everyone. Pulled off site, and then I had to Google what was going on and how to get rid of it. And that took about 10-15 minutes. So the reason I mentioned it is because it took me ages to get over that. And it was getting more and more frustrating. And I think what I've done now is I've taken off from the settings the button that caused it to happen. So hopefully it will never happen again. But it was very frustrating. So then I made my way towards Immingham. It was a lovely day today. Really nice drive up. And I got offloaded at the other end. I'm seeing what time that was. Sorry, I'm just going to try and find the time. That light on is ridiculous. Can't see a leaving thing. Quickly. Right, 2 o'clock. So offside at 2 o'clock. Oh, sorry about that. And so I then was looking for a job, trying to go towards Sheffield. Ideally, Sheffield was about an hour away, and I sort of waited around for a bit. I went to the Aldi in Immingham just to get some rice cakes, parked up in their car park, and trying to get jobs, get a bit of extra money. I was sitting there for about half an hour, and then decided that I wasn't going to get anything. So I just dead miled it to Sheffield because I wanted to then pick up the job from my regular shipper from Sheffield going down to High Wycombe. And I was hoping that if I just got over there and I got a reasonably quick pickup, I could get down to High Wycombe in time before the depot closed. And it was quite a bright, sunny day at this point still. I thought I was going to be okay. And I got across to Sheffield and got loaded up, and I had looked at my sat nav for the time, and I was due to get to High Wycombe at 7:15, and that would give me a bit of a leeway, but I thought I'd get there in time. So I did look for jobs, co-load, but then I thought, just get down there, get this offloaded and see what's like down there. So I went down from Sheffield to High Wycombe and managed to get there by 7:30, just before they closed. I got my load offloaded, and I was looking for jobs, but nothing really came up. So I've kind of just heading home now. Dead money at home. But I've got some stats for you. Yes, the stats. I'll get the stats now. Actually, that'd be the best thing to do. So today, by the time I get home, I will have worked a total of open. 12 hours and 20 minutes. My mileage is 455 miles today. I got filled with fuel last night, so I've got a new average price for fuel, which is 17 pence 0.75 per mile that I drive. That means today's fuel will have cost me £80 and 78 pence. And I've made today from my CX job £106. That's this morning's job from Wisbech to Birmingham. And it was for a large van, long wheelbase job. And for my non-CX job, I got £210. It's a total of £316 that I've earned today. And in terms of the net earnings after fuel, it's £235, so £15 less than my target. The only thing I wanted to say today that I've noticed is quite a few cars driving in the middle lane of the motorway, to the extent that I'm wondering if they don't know that that's an overtaking lane. I wonder if these people actually think they're doing the right thing. Either that or they just don't think about it at all. But they're going at 60 miles an hour in the middle lane, and there's nothing in the first lane. It is really quite frustrating. I don't get road rage, I just sort of notice it and carry on, but it's not necessary. It seems to be more of it going on. I don't know whether it's just noticing more, but it seems to be more of that sort of behaviour than in past years. Maybe it's because I'm on the road more, maybe that's the reason I notice it. Anyway, it's not necessary, and it is obviously frustrating for other drivers who are trying to drive correctly. I think that's what I've got to say really. I haven't got very much to say today. It should be another day. I'm hoping to. I've done my job for my shimmer this week. I'm hoping to get a good couple of days Thursday and Friday. I've not got a job for tomorrow yet. I'm hoping to get an early start tomorrow and get some good work in. Because I think I've told you I'm going away to Scotland on Saturday for a week. So I've got 2 more days that I can earn, and then I'm off for a bit. So I'll try and utilise as much as I can in those 2 days. So I think that's all. So thank you for listening. I hope that you're well, and I hope that you're successful in whatever way you define that. And what have you learnt today?